All right. Well, hello. Welcome, beautiful Soma Heal community. Today I would like to offer a 30-minute Soma Yoga practice. And if you like to set intentions for your practice, then you're welcome to choose one. And if you don't have one, or you maybe want to explore mine, then the invitation is to maybe use your inner compass to move towards this intention of having curious exploration, as well as feeling okay or maybe even pleasure. Because as one of my mentors, Peter Levine, likes to say, that our body, like physiologically, cannot be both in this space of like curious exploration and feeling good, feeling pleasure, and feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, or burnt out, like where the trauma lives. So like these two can't coexist at once. Yeah. So with that, maybe getting any support you might need, some blocks, maybe some books. If you don't have blocks, perhaps a pillow, maybe some water. And the first invitation is to maybe sit in a way that's comfortable enough for you, right? So maybe sitting on something. I'm going to be sitting on my mat, but you could sit on a chair, on a couch, right? And everything I say or do is just a suggestion, because your body is your greatest teacher. And with that, the first invitation um, is to choose if you'd like to keep your eyes open or closed, and perhaps just taking a couple of moments to kind of land in this space, in your body, in this moment. If your eyes are open, perhaps allowing your eyes to kind of look around you, maybe looking from side to side, at the ceiling, maybe looking even behind you. And if your eyes are closed, then perhaps noticing your ears as they listen to the sound of my voice, to the sounds around you, maybe even to the sounds of coming from your own body. Yeah, and then if it's available to you, the invitation is to notice the parts of your body that are connecting to the surface below you. So maybe that's like your sit bones, the sides of your feet. And noticing if you could feel the support of that surface below you as it kind of holds your body up. Perhaps noticing the temperature of the air on your skin. Yeah, beautiful. And if it's interesting to you, maybe starting to notice your breath. You don't have to change how you're breathing. Maybe just noticing that you're breathing, noticing as you inhale, noticing as you exhale. And another curious exploration, if you're open to trying it out, could be to maybe place your hands, like maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and perhaps starting to feel as you inhale, perhaps starting to feel as you exhale. Yeah, so maybe noticing or imagining, right, your body kind of expanding on your in-breath and contracting on your out-breath. And perhaps staying with this for another couple of moments, breathing in your own rhythm, in your own pace. Or another exploration here, if you're interested, could be to make your exhale a little bit longer. So maybe inhaling and maybe a longer exhale. You could even add like some sound, maybe through your mouth or through your nose as you exhale. What that tends to do when we lengthen the exhale and when we even add sound, that vibration, is it invites the parasympathetic nervous system and the vagus nerve, right, to come online, which is, the vagus nerve is like this, it's like a computer cable that takes all the information from our body up to our brain. And the parasympathetic nervous system is the one that's responsible to help us come into a state of rest, digest, of connection. Yeah, so maybe inviting that message to come up to the brain from the body that right now in this moment, it's okay, that it's safe enough. Yeah. And from here, I'm going to change position, and maybe noticing if you're comfortable, perhaps changing how you're sitting. You're always welcome to change your posture or do something different than what I'm doing, right? Everything I say or do is just a suggestion. And my invitation to you is to maybe listen to when your body says yes, no, maybe, and trusting that, right? Trusting that somatic intelligence from your body. Yeah, so the next thing is maybe moving from this inhale and exhale and adding some movement with your spine. So maybe as you inhale, opening through your heart, and exhale, rounding down. And you're welcome to repeat this a couple of times. You could mirror me, so kind of moving at the same time as me, or maybe finding your own rhythm here. Your own flow. And breathing with that natural, beautiful breath of yours, or perhaps a long in breath. Maybe a longer exhale, maybe some sound wants to come out. And another thing you're welcome to perhaps explore with curiosity is finding this kind of circular movement with your spine. And again, maybe rounding as you exhale, inhaling as you kind of open through your heart. And you could be doing this in one direction or the other. You're welcome to kind of choose your tempo, your range of motion. This is your practice, right? And you are in charge. So you're welcome to kind of find and move towards it, maybe feeling okay or even good, right? Yoga can feel good, and you deserve to feel good in your body. Yeah, so maybe just taking another couple of moments here, wherever you are. And then whenever you're ready, the invitation is to pick an arm. I'm going to go with my right arm, and to move towards this kind of side bend. And one option could be to just kind of chill here in stillness, well, relative stillness, right? Because even when we're not moving, the breath is moving our body, the blood is flowing inside of us, right? So you're welcome to stay here, perhaps. Or another option could be to kind of sway your arm up and down. Perhaps inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you come down. And if it's available to you, allowing this to feel good. Yeah, so pleasure and curious exploration cannot coexist with this feeling of stress, anxiety, overwhelm, right? They cannot coexist at the same time. And then whenever you're ready, maybe going over towards the other side, and again choosing perhaps stillness, or maybe moving your body. And so neither one of these options is better than the other. They're just different, right? And we all have different bodies that have different needs. So it's perfectly okay if you're doing something different than what I'm doing. And you could always change your mind too, right? Maybe you want to come into stillness from moving your body. Maybe you notice like a pocket of tension that wants some more attention. You could send your energy there, your attention, your breath, your prana, whatever you might want to call that. And notice how your body responds. Yeah, and then in your own time coming back to center, noticing if you want to kind of shift how you're sitting. And the next invitation is to bring your hands together and to start to kind of move one hand on top of the other hand. And you might notice, like the invitation is to notice or sense how one hand is receiving the touch and the other hand is giving it. And what is that like? And you're in charge here of like the amount of pressure you give, of the tempo of the touch. And you're welcome to stay with your hands if that feels okay. Or another option might be to bring your hands and the touch of your hands onto like your hairline. And noticing what happens, what emerges from your body when you give yourself this touch, this havening touch. This is a technique, a somatic technique. Our skin is the biggest sensory organ in our body. So again, through the skin, we could send a message to our nervous system via the vagus nerve to our brain that right now all is okay in this moment. And you could maybe bring your touch of your hands to your jawline. Maybe noticing how that feels. I just got chills when I brought my hands there. Perhaps bringing your hands over to your neck. And choosing, right, the amount of pressure, perhaps a more gentle touch, maybe your muscles and fascia want a little bit more of like a massage. And perhaps allowing this to feel good, right? Or at least okay. Maybe like a spontaneous bigger breath or sigh emerges here. Maybe not, right? There's no right or wrong way to respond, to react. It's all just information. Yeah, and then when you're ready to let that go, the invitation is to say hello to your legs. So maybe bringing your legs out in front of you. And you might say hello to your feet and toes. Hello, feet. Maybe saying hello to your calves, knees, the upper part of your legs. Yeah, and then from here, you might have seen this before if you practice yoga, inviting your knees to kind of go from side to side in this kind of windshield wiper movement. And one option could be to have the support of your arms, right? So maybe like imagining or feeling into like you're on the beach and just kind of chilling with the support of your hands. Or another option could be no hands, right? And you might notice that this no hand version engages or invites your core muscles to kind of come online. Yeah, so perhaps using the support of your arms or not. And just kind of allowing your legs to move in the tempo and rhythm that you like, that feels right for you in this moment. And you're welcome to stay with this longer. And whenever you're ready for some more guided movement, the invitation is to bring your knees over to the right side, to ground through your right arm, and then to lift through your left arm, maybe on an inhale, and then exhaling, kind of curling down. And repeating this a couple of times. Maybe on your natural breath, or perhaps a long breath in. Maybe a long letting go breath out. And if it's available to you, letting this feel good. So kind of tuning in to like, where does your body say yes, no, maybe, and finding like that sweet spot, right? Where there's like still some challenge, but it also feels good. Maybe feeling into any pockets of tension that may want your attention and sending your breath there. Maybe sending some curious compassion, some exploration. Yeah, beautiful. And whenever you're ready, going over to the other side. So you might inhale as you reach up, exhale, coming down. Yeah. And there's no need for this to like be perfect or to like fix anything or to even get your left and right side looking or feeling the same, right? It's kind of like about tuning into what does this side of your body need? Like what is the story of this arm, this hip? What kind of movement does it need? Trusting that somatic intelligence, the intelligence of your living body. Yeah. Maybe another moment or two. Pausing at any time to drink some water. Mm. And then whenever you're ready, the invitation is to come back through center and to make your way down onto the mat. And I will show two options. Right, one could be with the support of your arms, or maybe no arms, right? So maybe choosing one. The no arm version will probably engage more core. So it's up to you. And there's no like better or wrong version, right? So just kind of choosing the right one that's right for you in this moment. And as you make your way down, you might notice and feel some sensation happening in your core. Like I'm feeling some shaking, this contraction, this fire in my belly. But maybe you're feeling something different. I'm noticing some tension in my jaw and my forehead. My breath's kind of getting a little bit faster. Yeah, and then in your own time, coming all the way down onto the mat. And from here, an invitation to perhaps explore with curiosity this technique we call pandiculation, which is like stretching in a way that feels good. It's kind of like if you've ever seen a dog or cat or other wild animal, like stretching after they wake up from a nap. You may experience some yawning here. Yeah, maybe letting this feel good. This is actually like a little reset for the nervous system, and it helps get our muscles, our fascia, our whole body ready for movement. And it kind of like tunes in to where there might be some pockets of tension that aren't really necessary in this moment. And it invites the body to kind of soften. Yeah, beautiful. You're welcome to continue with that if that feels good and if you want to stay there. Or another option might be to bring your right leg up and to kind of just like bend and extend your knee. Yeah, so that's the first option, right? And again, you could explore, right, the distance of your leg from your belly. You could explore how much you want to bend and straighten your leg. And maybe letting what you feel help you choose, right? And the second option could be to engage your core perhaps a bit more. So if you want to try that out and see if you like it, then maybe bringing your hands behind your head and lifting your head and your shoulders up any amount. And maybe like making your head heavy here. So just kind of like inviting the core to hold your body up. Yeah. So maybe your head's on the ground, maybe it's up in the air. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. It matters what it feels like, right? It matters what the relationship we have with our body in this moment is. And like choosing is always more important than doing something, right? You don't have to cross your boundaries here. Yeah, and whenever you feel like this is complete, maybe coming down and changing sides. So you're welcome to maybe lift your left leg up and again, choosing the distance, choosing the tempo, choosing the range of motion. And also choosing if you want to just kind of chill with your head down, or maybe lifting your head up and shoulders. I'm actually going to lay this one out, but you're welcome to do something different than me. Yeah. And wherever you are, maybe noticing your connection to the ground, your connection to gravity, noticing the sensations flowing from the back of your leg, from your core, and knowing that there's no right or wrong way to notice or feel your body, right? We're all different. And that's what makes us beautiful. Oh, yeah. Awesome. And when you feel like that's complete, maybe letting your legs down onto the mat, bringing both of your knees into your chest, and just kind of pausing here, a little sacred pause. So taking a sacred pause just to kind of allow your mind and body to catch up to each other. The mind tends to be a lot faster than the body, than the nervous system. Yeah, and like allowing your nervous system to like absorb and soak in like anything that we've just experienced that was kind of supportive, yummy, nice, or okay, and letting the rest go. And noticing if there's any like residual movement or sensation anywhere in your body. Noticing any energy, thoughts, emotions. Yeah, you're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. And whenever you feel ready and you want some more guided movement, the invitation is to start to kind of rock and roll. So kind of rocking and rolling up and down. And yeah, perhaps moving towards this feeling good, like a back massage. And if it doesn't feel good, right, you don't have to do it. I will celebrate your little mini rebellion, right? Choosing is always more important than doing. And on your next breath in and out, maybe rolling all the way up. Perhaps pausing for some water. It is really hot in my yoga room right now, so yeah. And then from here, moving into tabletop. And the invitation is to maybe find this kind of cat and cow shape. So you might inhale, hollowing out your spine, kind of curving, and exhale, rounding. And maybe repeating this a couple of times, moving with me, or maybe finding like your own rhythm. Another option could be to maybe move your spine in a circular motion, or like from side to side, right? Maybe in one direction or another. And the third choice I will offer here that you're welcome to perhaps explore with curiosity, with some compassion perhaps, is finding some intuitive movement, right? And it doesn't even have to look like a yoga posture, yoga shape, right? It could look weird, it could look silly, but what matters is that it feels good. So maybe like inviting your brain to take the elevator down into your body and allowing the sensations to kind of guide you, kind of moving. It's kind of like that pandiculation, right? Like a stretch that feels good. Pausing anywhere along the way where there might be some pockets of tension and sending your breath, your awareness, your prana, your energy. Or another thing you could explore is maybe bringing some like contraction. So engaging the muscles around that area of your body for a moment. And then intentionally noticing what it's like when you kind of soften and release those muscles. Noticing how your body responds. Maybe some natural sighs or longer breaths or yawns might emerge as you do this. Maybe not. Yeah. And then you're welcome to continue with this if it feels okay or if you like it Or if you'd like some more guided movement, the invitation is to find yourself in center again in tabletop and to extend your right leg behind you. So that's the first option, right? So maybe even finding like this kind of rocking front to back. Yeah, and from this home base of this shape, I will add some more options, some more layers, and you could choose your own journey, right? Your own adventure. So you could stay here. Another option could be to lift your right leg up, right? Maybe finding a little bit of balance. Another option still could be to add your left arm. So again, maybe balancing and noticing what emerges, which muscles are kind of working right now to support you in this balance. What's happening to your breath, to the muscles around your jaw? Is there softening? Is there contracting? And the third choice could be to maybe reach back with your hand and reach forward with your right leg with the intention of reaching your foot, right? Maybe you reach your foot, maybe you don't. What matters is that intention, that energy, right? And kind of like arching through your back, lifting through your heart. Yeah, so perhaps your leg is on the ground. Maybe it's in the air. Maybe you're arching back into this tiger shape. Wherever you are, maybe staying here for another 3, 2, and 1. Maybe coming back down. And let's meet in child's pose. So bringing your hips back towards your heels. A little pause, a little sacred pause. Notice if anything has shifted, if anything has moved. No wrong answer. A little moment for integration. And you're welcome to chill here as long as you like. And whenever you're ready to perhaps explore this on the other side, making your way back into tabletop, and this time extending your left leg behind you. Perhaps in stillness, or maybe finding that rocking forward and back. Yeah, and like last time, right, I will offer the different explorations. And if your knee is screaming, like mine is, right, maybe giving it some support. Right, we don't have to cross our own boundaries. Right, in yoga, there's this thing called ahimsa, which means non-harming. It's part of the philosophy of yoga. And non-harming isn't only about not harming others, but also ourselves, right? Yeah, so you could stay with your left leg on the ground, or maybe finding that lift, that balance. You're welcome to maybe add your arm, your right arm, right? Or perhaps finding this tiger shape. So with the intention to reach towards your foot. Maybe you reach it, maybe you don't. Grabbing my foot doesn't make me better at yoga, right? We all have different bodies. But Soma Yoga is about feeling into, right? Finding that sweet spot in the middle where the soup isn't too hot, it's not too cold, but where does it feel just right? And how is my breath here? How are my thoughts? How's my connection to the ground, to gravity? And in your own time, let's make our way back into child's pose. So we're kind of heading towards the end of this short practice. And maybe just taking a moment here in the sacred pause to notice, how are you feeling now? Has anything shifted in your thoughts, in the sensations in your body? Maybe you notice your breath might be moving a little faster now. Your heartbeat might be beating a little faster. And maybe it's now kind of slowing down. There's no right or wrong way to notice your body. And you're welcome to stay here longer if you'd like, or if you would want to explore with curiosity the last couple of shapes that I'm going to offer, then the invitation is to make your way to a seated shape and to find your version of a forward fold, right? You could have your knees bent, you could have your knees straight. I like to actually start with my knees bent and then kind of see how much they want to straighten in the moment, right? So maybe inhaling your arms up, extending, kind of lengthening through your spine, and then moving your navel towards your legs and finding your own forward fold. Maybe noticing what's happening around your shoulders and neck here. Noticing any pockets of tension, maybe in the backs of your legs. Knowing that, like if there's tension somewhere in the body, it's not something bad that we have to get rid of. Usually it's like a sign that our body's like kind of getting ready for action. That the fascia is kind of like getting a little bit more sticky. The muscles are engaged and they're ready. They're ready to do some movement. So maybe taking this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you to these parts of your body and to your whole body in general for working so hard. Just the way that it is. Noticing any thoughts coming and going, and maybe taking this opportunity to thank your mind for all the thinking that it does. Yeah. And perhaps staying here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 in your own time. The invitation is to start to make your way down towards the mat. And I will offer one more shape, but on the 2 sides. So if you'd like, bringing your right knee towards your heart, and then coming into a twist. So inviting your knee over towards the left, maybe looking over towards the right. And you could, if it's available to, notice your breath here. Usually when we twist the spine, the breath could get like a little bit more shallow. So you're in charge here, right? You could stay with that natural breath or perhaps a long breath in. Maybe a longer breath out. Yeah, beautiful. And whenever you are ready, maybe changing sides, coming back through center, left leg towards navel, and then over to the right. Maybe looking over towards the left. And on your next breath in and out, the invitation is to come back through center. And perhaps finding a little bit more of that pendiculation, so that yummy stretching, like an animal waking up after a nap. Maybe some spontaneous yawn will emerge, or a deeper breath. Maybe not. No wrong way to react. Maybe letting this feel good. Right. Yeah. So feeling good also regulates the nervous system. And if you are like me in a female body, we usually need more of that feel-good oxytocin hormone to regulate, to feel safer, to feel connected to ourselves and the world around us. Yeah, so what would it be like to invite more of that feeling okay or pleasure into your life? Yeah, and for the last minute before practicing final rest, the invitation is to see or take the opportunity to check in to see if there's any other shape or movement that you would like to do that perhaps you do usually at the end of your practice, right? Maybe it's like bringing your legs up. Maybe you want to stand on your head. Like whatever it is, maybe allowing yourself to do that now. Yeah, maybe even noticing what is it like when you allow yourself to do what you want to do. Hmm. Yeah, and whenever that feels complete, taking the opportunity to choose how you would like to spend uh, practicing final rest, which we'll do for like 3 minutes, but you're welcome to extend this longer if you want, right? So maybe you want to practice rest or shavasana lying down. Maybe you want to sit in a more of like a meditation shape. I'm actually going to sit. But you're welcome to choose. You could also keep moving, right? Not everyone likes to stay in stillness and silence, and that's perfectly okay. You could close your eyes or keep them open. And wherever you are, maybe noticing if there's anything you could do to make yourself like 1 or 2% more comfortable. And maybe going ahead and doing that now. You might even say to yourself, I deserve to feel comfortable. I deserve to feel good in my own body. And noticing how your body responds to that. You could, if you want, notice the parts of your body connecting to the surface below you. And noticing if you can receive, or if you feel your body receiving that support. So noticing which parts of your body are kind of settling down, moving towards that active rest. And noticing, maybe scanning your body to see if there's any parts of you that are kind of resisting. Maybe there's some tension, some resistance somewhere in your body. Just knowing that that's perfectly okay. You could explore saying to this part of you, like, I see you, and it's okay. You might even place like a hand on this part of your body and see how it responds. You could notice your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Noticing the temperature of the air on your skin. And your ears as they listen. Noticing any thoughts coming and going. Knowing that it's perfectly okay. That's what the mind does. And then coming back again and again to your body, to sensing, to feeling, awakening again and again to being alive right here in the present moment. You're welcome to stay here in this active practice of rest longer if you wish. Or perhaps taking a couple of more conscious breaths and starting to locate your body in space. And if you want, taking the opportunity to check in, how are you feeling now? Has anything shifted, moved? No wrong answer. And the invitation is to check in to see if there's any impulse to start to move your body. That could be like wiggling toes and fingers, or maybe like a stretch or a yawn wants to emerge. Perhaps rolling over to either side of your mat. Yeah. And if your eyes are closed, you could gently start to open them and start to reorient yourself to the space around you. Looking from side to side, above, behind you perhaps, and just allowing your eyes to kind of take in and absorb the lights and colors and shades. And whenever you feel ready, perhaps making your way to a seated posture to finish your practice of yoga, of Soma Yoga. And I thank you for your practice. The good in me sees the good in you. And I hope to practice again. Bye.